The competition to establish a long-term presence on the Moon is intensifying, as leading global powers take significant steps toward building nuclear reactors on the lunar surface. The United States has recently announced a directive to deploy a nuclear energy system to the Moon by the end of the decade, marking a significant policy shift and underlining the urgency behind its Artemis lunar program. Sean Duffy, recently appointed head of the U.S. Space Agency and current Secretary of Transportation, has called for the development of a 100-kilowatt nuclear reactor on the Moon before the year 2030. The goal is to provide a reliable energy source for a future permanent Moon base, especially in the harsh, sun-deprived conditions of the lunar South Pole. This area, which experiences extended periods of darkness, poses challenges for solar energy systems, making nuclear power an attractive solution. The South Pole has emerged as a critical location for lunar operations due to the possibility of ice deposits and its potential for long-term habitability. The U.S. plans coincide with those of China and Russia, which signed an agreement in May to jointly construct a lunar nuclear power station by 2036. The proposed International Lunar Research Station (ILRS), spearheaded by these two countries, is planned to be situated within 100 kilometers of the lunar South Pole and involves collaboration with 17 nations, including Egypt, Pakistan, and South Africa. The U.S. directive not only accelerates reactor development but also outlines a governance structure, including a 30-day deadline to appoint a project leader and 60 days to initiate the bidding process for commercial proposals. Officials argue that establishing energy infrastructure early will help ensure access to critical lunar territory and support economic activities such as construction, mining, and scientific research. Nuclear power is viewed as a foundational technology for lunar bases, where temperature extremes and power outages could threaten mission success. The originally proposed 40-kilowatt reactor is now being reconsidered in favor of a larger system capable of sustaining broader operations. While international treaties such as the Outer Space Treaty of 1967 prohibit territorial claims on celestial bodies, recent legal frameworks introduced by the U.S., notably the Artemis Accords, allow for the designation of safety zones around lunar operations. Though not explicitly sovereign, these zones could limit access to surrounding areas, giving early arrivals an operational advantage. This approach has raised concerns among nations not aligned with the Artemis Accords. Critics argue that such measures could be interpreted as informal territorial claims, particularly as permanent structures and operations are established. Neither China nor Russia has endorsed the accords, further complicating potential coordination on the Moon. As the lunar surface becomes a stage for technological ambition and geopolitical strategy, experts caution that overlapping interests and unclear legal standards could lead to increased friction. Whether cooperation or competition will define this next phase of lunar exploration remains uncertain, but the rush to build the first nuclear reactor on the Moon is clearly underway.